grand saga of House Targaryen, tales of fire and blood burn brightly. We know of Eggon the Conqueror, of Danaeres Stormborn, and the dance of the dragons. But beneath the smoke lie shadows, whispers of forgotten heirs, bastard sons, hidden daughters, and exiled princes. These are the lost Targaryen heirs you didn't know about, those whose blood still burned with dragonfire even as history tried to erase them. Our tale begins not in Dragonstone or King's Landing, but in the Reach. In the year 233 AC, following the Blackfyre rebellions and the deaths of many princes during the Great Spring Sickness, the line of succession narrowed dangerously. King Maekar, the first Targaryen, died during a rebellion at Summerhall, and the Great Council of 233 AC convened to decide the fate of the realm. There were many candidates, but among them was a name most have never heard: Sir Aegon Waters, a bastard. The rumored son of Prince Aerion Brightflame, infamous for drinking wildfire and dying in madness. Aerion's known children were supposedly non-existent, and yet, according to certain records in the Red Keep's black cells, one wet nurse claimed to have delivered a child sire during Aerion's exile in Lys. That boy, taken in by House Fossaway of Cider Hall, was raised not knowing his true heritage. Aegon Waters was never legitimized, never crowned, and never claimed but his silver blonde hair, his violent temper, and strange dreams of dragons haunted him until his death at age 27. Whether he truly carried the blood of Aerion Brightflame remains debated, but in the shadows of Westerosi history, he is sometimes whispered of as Aegon the Unmade. Most know the story of Rhaegar Targaryen, the Silver Prince who sparked a rebellion by running off with Lyanna Stark. But long before the tragedy at the Tower of Joy, there was another woman, Ashara Dayne, the graceful, melancholy beauty of Starfall. At the tourney at Harrenhal, she danced with Sir Barristan Selmy, with Ned Stark, and perhaps with Rhaegar. The rumors were torrential. Ashara had borne Rhaegar a child, a daughter, one who was never acknowledged. After the rebellion, Ashara allegedly leapt from the Palace Stone Sword into the sea. Her body never recovered. But did she die? Or did she flee? According to secret accounts from sailors who ventured near the Basilisk Isles, a dark-haired woman lived with a child with silver hair on the Isle of Tears for nearly a decade. When a pirate crew sacked the isle, they found nothing except a child's doll and a black dragon pin. Could Ashara have borne Rhaegar's daughter? Could this lost girl have carried the true line of the Targaryens? If so, she may still walk the lands of Essos, or her descendants might. Much is made of the Blackfyre pretenders, Daeron, Haegon, Daemon III. But in the tangled web of the Blackfyre rebellions, many forget that Daemon Blackfyre fathered over a dozen children. Most were slain. Some went into hiding. One name, buried in the correspondence of Maester Yandel and referenced in the world of ice and fire, emerges faintly. Varon Rivers. Varon, allegedly the fourth son of Daemon Blackfyre, fled to the Free Cities during the collapse of the First Rebellion. In Lys, he fathered twins by a merchant's daughter, a boy and a girl. That boy, Sir Callar Sand, later became a mercenary captain in the Second Sons. His personal sigil? A black dragon coiled around a broken crown. Sir Callar was known to speak of rightful kings and stolen thrones before dying in a skirmish outside Myr. His sister, according to Lyseni records, married into a lesser noble family in Volantis. Their descendants would have Targaryen and Blackfyre blood. The true heirs of Daemon Blackfyre may not be dead. They may simply no longer bear the name. One of the most enigmatic lost heirs comes from a shipwreck. In 259 AC, during a diplomatic voyage to Volantis, a young Targaryen prince named Valerius, only mentioned briefly in Maester Huthery's lost writings, was lost at sea when pirates struck their vessel near the Stepstones. The official record says the boy died, He was 7, but later reports emerged that a boy matching his description, silver-haired, violet-eyed, was spotted in Tyrosh 2 years later, serving as a stable boy in the household of a magister. That boy, renamed Torrhen, eventually vanished again. Some believe he joined the Golden Company. Others believe he fathered a line of minor sellswords in the disputed lands. A theory by Archmaester Bilion even claims the bloodline of Valeras may connect to the lineage of Illyrio Mopatis' wife, Saera, a Lyseni woman of great beauty and mysterious parentage. Could Saera have been a great-granddaughter of Valeries? That would make young Griff claim to be Eggon VI, possibly of Targaryen descent after all, just not in the way we think. In the records of old Volantis, among the black and white columns, a strange man appeared in 98 AC. His name was Morotargia of Volantine, wordplay on Targaryen, said to be a dragonseed from the line of Balon the Brave. Balon Targaryen, the father of Viserys I and Daemon, had many rumored indiscretions in his younger days while campaigning against pirates. One of these may have resulted in a child born of a Volantine noblewoman. Moro appeared decades later, riding a black mare with a Valyrian steel blade at his hip and claiming descent from the blood of the dragon. While not proven, the High Priestess of the Lord of Light in Volantis granted him sanctuary in the Temple of Rhaegar, suggesting his claim held weight. His descendants formed a small family of mercantile power in the city's eastern quarter. Known for their pale skin, high cheekbones, and obsession with flame rituals, they were slowly absorbed into the ruling class. The blood of Balon the Brave may burn still, half a world away. Princess Saera Targaryen, the wild and willful daughter of Jaehaerys the Conciliator, is remembered as a scandal. After she fled Westeros for Lys, she joined a pleasure house, then rose to rule it. But she also bore children. According to Fire and Blood, she bore at least 3, perhaps by different fathers, perhaps by Targaryens in exile. What's not widely known is that one of these children, a girl named Laena, was rumored to have wed a Celestial from Westeros, a man named Davos Rivers, himself a bastard of House Velaryon. Their union produced a line of mixed Valyrian Targaryen descent. Their great-granddaughter, according to local Lyseni legend, became a priestess of the Red Temple, known only as the Pale Flame. Her sermon spoke of dragons beneath the sea, of flames speaking in the voice of a woman with silver hair. Could this Pale Flame have been a carrier of royal blood? If so, the line of Saera Targaryen, long condemned and exiled, may have endured through the shadows of Lys. Perhaps the most tragic of all the lost heirs was never named. In 130 AC, Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen gave birth prematurely upon learning of Aegon II's usurpation. The child was stillborn, malformed, possibly due to stress or dark magic. She named the child Visenya in sorrow. But some whisper that the baby lived briefly. Alice Rivers, the alleged sorceress and paramour of Prince Aemon, was said to have experimented in the birthing of shadowy things. Certain tales from Harrenhal speak of a wet nurse who fled into the Riverlands with a deformed infant bearing dragon-like feature scales, even a tail. While most consider this fantasy, a quiet record from House Mutin references a child of fire taken in by the servants of flame. Could Visenya have lived, even for days? Could her remains or spirit have been taken by Rhaegar's followers? In myth and fire, even stillborn heirs can live on as legends. Centuries before the Doom, Danaeres the Dreamer foresaw Valyria's destruction. Her family, House Targarien, fled to Dragonstone, but she had siblings. One, Rhaenyra Velaryon, married a noble of old Volantis. Though they remained behind, her descendants may have survived the Doom. In 112 AC, a Taroshi merchant lord named Maelor Draconis claimed descent from Danaeres herself. His claim was laughed at until he produced a relic, a small piece of fused stone, etched with Valyrian runes, bearing the sigil of House Targaryen. The Archon of Tyrosh dismissed him, but whispers suggest his bloodline intermarried with nobility in Tyrosh and later in Braavos. Could the blood of Danaeres have survived outside the Targaryen name? Possibly. In fact, some believe Maelor's line eventually merged with that of the Black Pearl of Braavos, creating a mixed blood family with both Targaryen and Valyrian ancestry. One that might still influence the politics of Essos from the shadows. During the reign of King Eggon V, a bastard child was born in the north, rumored to be the product of a secret affair between Prince Duncan the Small and a woman of House Umber. That child, called Brandon Snowfire, was raised among the first men, but was said to speak in tongues during winter storms and dream of flying beasts made of flame and smoke. He was mocked, driven out, and later settled near the wall. Wildlings told tales of a silver wraith who lived beyond the Frostfangs, one who lit fires without flint, who spoke to wolves and birds. Many dismissed him as a madman. But when he died, the Night's Watch recorded his last words. The fire is not dead, it is simply lost. Some say Brandon's blood was thin, a distant echo of Targaryen fire. But in a realm where dreams shape destiny, even an ember can one day blaze. And finally, the last heir. The one whose identity changed the fate of Westeros, Jon Snow. Born Aegon Targaryen, the son of Rhaegar Targaryen and Lyanna Stark, raised in secrecy by Ned Stark. For decades, he was considered a Snow, bastard of Winterfell. But through Bran's visions, Samwell Tarly's discovery, and hidden marriage records from Dorne, the truth was unearthed. Jon was never truly lost, but he lived as if he were. His life, bound by duty. His death, a sacrifice. His return, a miracle. And his legacy, still unwritten. So many names lost to time. So many lines extinguished or hidden in shadow. But the fire does not die so easily. Blood is not so quick to forget. In the mists of Essos, in the mountains of the north, and in the ruins of old Valyria, the dragon still stirs. These were the lost Targaryen heirs you didn't know about. But now, you do.